So this is actually the track that tornado took in the Britton's Neck area, as you can see right here. This is in lower Marion County. ABC 15's Tanya Brown joins us there live tonight where that twister touched down. So talk to me about the damage that you saw out there today, Tanya.
Jennifer, the good news is that there is no major damage, but take a look behind me. You can see where those 100-mile-per-hour winds uprooted dozens of trees. Now, a couple who has lived here on East Bay Road for more than 2 decades say they watched the storm blow through, but they weren't afraid. This is the aftermath of an EF-1 tornado that touched down on East Bay Road in the Britton's Neck area of Marion County. The storm uprooted lots of trees, some of them more than a century old. 100-mile-per-hour winds blew siding off a couple of houses.
From this side, then it came over here.
Franklin Norman and his wife Margaret say they didn't know what to think when the storm came through.
I heard this roaring. Then I heard something get up against the window like it was hell. You know, I told my husband, I said, oh, he coming now. And I said, get yourself together and get some light out, because I know the light will go out.
The tornado blew furniture off their porch, a tarp from their water pump, and down dozens of trees surrounding their house. The couple's son says he saw it all.
I saw that tree that came down, and the garbage can went way over there too, so it was a pretty strong storm.
The National Weather Service sent a team to survey the damage. They say the tornado crossed the river and moved into Horry County, where it weakened to an EF-0 with 80-mile-per-hour winds.
At least what we saw, the damage was minor, but when you got tree limbs falling and trees coming down, getting snapped or uprooted, you know, we're just fortunate that no one got hurt.
The Norman family says their faith got them through it, and they're thankful it wasn't a lot worse.
Oh, I'm so happy till I don't know what to do. I just still thanking the Lord.
You can't wake up one morning and say, oh, wait a minute, we don't have any more room. So this is stuff you have to plan for years and years and years down the road.
A public input meeting in Conway was filled with, let's just say, a little trash talk today. The Solid Waste Authority invited community members to share their thoughts and their concerns after officially filing a permit to expand the landfill. ABC 15's Emma Parkhouse joins us live in the studio to show us what residents are asking for as this proposal moves forward. Emma.
Jen, currently the Horry County Solid Waste Authority landfill holds about 265,000 tons of waste per year. That's about the same weight as just over 129,000 cars. The SWA wants to expand the life and the capacity of the landfill by allowing 3 times more tons of waste to be placed into the landfill through 2050. Residents living along the Highway 90 corridor where the landfill is located say they have a few concerns about doing that.
Some speaking about overall safety, the increase in traffic and large waste trucks on the roadways, and the impact of property values down the road were all concerns coming from residents at the Solid Waste Authority public input meeting tonight. Horry County Councilman Danny Hardy, who worked with the SWA for 8 years, says the county citizens own this land, so it's important everyone be involved in this project.
There's a few people that if they had their way, they would move it, but where are you going to move it? I mean, I don't think you'll find anybody in every county says, I want it in my backyard. So it's not going to happen. So this is where it's at. This is what we got to work with.
Residents are wanting a more permanent change when it comes to the SWA.
We would request a permanent citizens committee be able to meet with you and to let you know how the community at large feels about what's happening here.
I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. The way this thing is being run is perfect, but you need to open your mouths up and let the community.
Very important to get communication out there as to when these meetings are taking place. That is something that certainly lacks.
These residents are part of the facilities issue negotiating process, a local advisory committee working with the SWA board as they pursue the expansion permit. And while no final decisions have been made about the landfill's expansion, they want to continue the committee past the expansion request process for transparency and overall better communication with the community. Bo Ives, the SWA board chairman, says he's disappointed to hear that residents think they're lacking in those areas, but says they're going to work on it.
I can't speak for the board because we have not come to a decision. So that's when it will be discussed and we'll consider all of their recommendations.
A main example of transparency concerns from not only tonight's meeting, but the others before this. Residents say the meeting times weren't realistic for community members so that they could take part in them. Meetings were scheduled for times like 10:30 a.m., 2 p.m., and even 5 p.m. became difficult for those who wanted to attend but had to go to work during the day.
Yeah, while the overall discussion here was driven by growth and inflation, the push for more first responders and for them to be making more money took up a large chunk of the day. It was also the most passionate discussion of the day, with a back and forth of how to pay for that raise. Now, that began when Councilman Harold Worley brought up impact fees, which are one-time fees a developer pays to build homes or commercial buildings in the county. His suggestion was to use impact fees for the county's capital impact projects and then use the money that was designated for those projects on raises for first responders instead.
These public safety people, and especially the police officers, deserve more money. They cannot live on $41,447 a year. I'm going to vote to put the impact fee on. And if you throw me out of office, so be it.
Ultimately, everyone in there passed this budget's first reading, but for the second reading, they will hear from Assistant County Administrator Barry Spivey on how probable it is to use those impact fees for capital projects and give first responders a raise. Now, Randy Webster, the head of the Emergency Public Safety Administration, says they have to keep hiring first responders to even keep up with the growth, but those raises are needed as well because he says their first responders who are most skilled don't want to move up because it means going salary and losing the opportunity for overtime.